Hello and welcome to the Get It Power Up training. My name is Sasha Straub and I'll be walking you through the training today. You've probably already watched the video that Arnie has sent regarding Get It Power Up, but we'll briefly go over what a Power Up is. First, as you know, Get It is the guest experience tracker that is basically the automated upboard that you'll be tracking your rotation through. The Power Up is a rotation type that we've built into Get It that allows your selected retail sales associates to get in front of a customer more often. So when your Power Up goes back into rotation for being with a customer or off the floor, they'll automatically go into the number 2 spot in rotation instead of going to the end of the rotation like normal. Arnie has provided the determination model for choosing your Power Ups. They'll be selected based on volume and SPRG. The most important thing to remember is that you'll need to choose the top 20% of your salespeople on the floor and have them as Power Up during this entire testing phase. If you choose not to have Power Up in use during all operational hours, you will need to let us know, as it will have an effect on our testing data. Again, you need to choose that top 20% of your salespeople on the floor. So, for example, if you have 10 salespeople, 20% is only 2 of those salespeople. And again, we need to have Power Up on during all operational hours, and if for some reason you do not, we need to know about it. We'll be testing Power Up for a minimum of 30 days. It's very important to be actively using the Power Up during this time. It's very easy to choose your Power Ups. You'll, again, use a determination model that Arnie has provided and choose that top 20%. Then you simply log into the Manager Admin, which we'll go over shortly, and you search for your RSA. You change that rotation status of theirs to Power Up and click Save. When you go to the upboard then, those salespeople who were changed to Power Ups will automatically have their status type changed to Power Up when they join the upboard. If they happen to already be in rotation or with a customer, they'll go through that one cycle in the standard rotation, and the next time they go back into rotation, their status will change to Power Up. We're looking to have the South Haven store begin our test on June 9th. The remaining stores will start Power Up soon after, but we will be in direct contact with you to let you know when to begin. We'll be testing the Power Router for a minimum of 30 days, and during that time we'll audit the data from each week to determine the impact that Power Up has had on your SPRG. These results we'll go over with Arnie and let you know the long-term go-forward plan. Our goal is to have all stores using Power Up before July 1st. Now, if you have any questions or concerns with Get It or Power Up, this is the matrix of who you need to contact. As far as Power Up feedback with morale, complaints, or questions on the Power Up selection, that should initially be handled by the store managers and, if needed, be fielded to Arnie. Arnie plans to have a weekly conference call or some other means to gather feedback from the store managers and check in on the morale of your salespeople. As far as any functionality for Get It or specifically Power Up, any questions or feedback from the managers or bugs that you notice, those can be directed to me. My contact information is here. The email address is sashastraub@icloud.com. Toll-free phone number is 888-520-9274. Or direct, which is also my cell phone, so I have with me at all times, is 719-359-6746. Next, let's take a look at how you log into the Get It admin section. Now, you won't be able to do this from the upboard. It must be done from your desktop or another device with internet connection. You'll simply use the username and password that you have from Storus. And for this example, I'm using someone from the Jackson store. So briefly, the few sections that you have available in Manager is the Preferences and Reporting, which is where you request your reports. Salesperson Maintenance, where you search for and modify your salespeople. Upboard Ordering, which allows you to change the order of those in rotation. Add Ups and Cap Out, which takes you to another screen that shows similar to what the cap out looks like from the upboard. You can cap out from the upboard, but here's another place that you are also able to affect change or just review the activity that your salesperson people have. The last tier is the promo and event maintenance. This is connected directly to the salesperson KPI portion of Get It, which will be rolling out shortly, and this allows you to put promos, events, or other things that you'd like your salespeople to be able to reference as they're on the floor each day. So let's go through these in detail. First is the preferences and reporting. To select a report, you simply check the box of the report you'd like or select multiple boxes. You type in the email address of the person that you'd like to have the report go to. I'll use mine for an example. And then choose the options button on the right-hand side. This will let you fill in if you're looking for a specific salesperson. If you leave it blank, it will result in all the salespeople. You can filter by store number. So for our example, I'll use Jackson, which is the store I'm testing on. They are not actively using Get It at this time. So this will limit the report results to the specific store. You have a couple date ranges to select from here: today, week to date, 7 days, month to date, or you can select a specific date. For example, if you're looking for one from the day before. After you've selected all your criteria, simply hit the Save button and then click on Send Reports when you're ready. You'll receive a pop-up that your report has been sent, and then you can hit OK. That report will come to you through your email within a few minutes. So this daily salesperson rotation log is the same report that you see on the Upboard from the button DSRL report. That tracks the activity that looks very similar to the manual sheets you used to use. The second report is a salesperson rotation time tracking. This is a breakdown of the time that your salesperson people have spent with customers in rotation or off the floor on a break or meal. The next report is the overflow report. This specifically tracks the times your store has gone into overflow and will show the number of salespeople you've had on the floor at the time. The log report goes over details of the actions that have happened on the Upboard. You may not use this report very often, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask, but this logs every activity that your salesperson has taken on the Upboard. So again, the preferences and reporting section here allows you to run these 4 reports for the date ranges that you'd like. You simply choose the reports you'd like, enter the email address you'd like it to go to, choose your options for the date range and store, and send the reports. The next section is the salesperson maintenance. This is where you will change your salespeople from the standard rotation to the power-ups. You click on the search button and type in your salesperson name. I'm going to be using Sherry King for our example. So I've just typed in the first 3 letters of her name, and that will return the search results with anyone that has those letters in their name. Sherry's at the bottom here, so I will click on her name as she's the one that we'd like. So there's a few fields here, several that are locked that you cannot change. This is information that we're receiving directly from Storis. The rotation type is what you'll specifically want to pay attention to, as this is where you'll change your salespeople from standard rotation to power up. Click on the drop down and you'll notice you have the 2 choices. You'll click on the power up and hit save. This will save Sherry as a power up, and we'll go and take a look at her on the Upboard to see that her status has changed. But first I'll go through these other fields. The email address and text number is the information for your salesperson. Once we get the salesperson KPI app rolled out, the salespeople will be able to enter that information if they choose in there. And this would allow them, if they choose, to receive alerts on the goals that are set for them if goals are entered in the section below. We'll go over this part in much more detail when we roll out the salesperson KPI, but for now you can take a look at these fields and you'll know what they're for. So again, we've gone and we've changed Sherry to a power up. I'll hit save again, and let's take a look at her over in the Upboard. You notice Sherry is not currently in rotation, so we'll click on Join Upboard, and we'll find Sherry and check her name and click Let's Do It. So now instead of going in at the bottom of rotation, Sherry has come in the number 2 spot, and you'll notice that her rotation type here is power up. If Sherry had been on the board already in rotation, she would cycle through 1 rotation as a standard, and the next time she came back into rotation, then her status would be changed to power up, and the same logic would apply. We'll go back to the manager section here, And again, the salesperson maintenance is where we've made the change from power up to or standard to power up. This is also where you change back if someone has lost the top 20% spot and you need to remove them as a power up. You'd simply go here, choose them as standard rotation, and hit save, and then you'd find your other salesperson you wanted to replace them with as the power up. Our next section then is the upboard ordering. This again is for the in rotation section of the upboard, so if there's ever a problem with the order in rotation that you'd like to manually manage, you can log in here and simply press the up arrow to move someone up or the down arrow to move someone down. So you notice we've moved Bobby up from number 4 to number 3, and he pushes everyone else down. And then we moved Alicia, who was number 5, to number 6. So as soon as you hit save here, if we go to the upboard, we'll need to refresh it. And you'll notice that Alicia is now number 6 and Bobby's number 3. And those were the changes that we had made. And you can see how it interacts with the upboard. Going back to the manager section, again, this upboard ordering is right here. Now, additionally, you can cap out from the manager section. You can also cap out directly on the upboard. This gives you as the manager an opportunity to make changes. Say, for example, Clay had 2 additional ups during 10 a.m. and you wanted to make that change for him. All you do is click in that particular section, add the number of ups you'd like to add, and you can also subtract ups as well. So I will do that here to show you. There's the -1. So we've made these 2 changes. If you hit save, the screen will refresh, and you'll notice that those changes have been saved. So where we added the 2, there's now an additional 2 for that time frame. And where we've subtracted the 1, it saves that and now shows a new total of 0. You can make changes within Get It for the last 3 days, so it shows the current date, the day before, and 2 days back. Any further back for changes, you'll have to go directly to DSG Online as usual. We'll go back, and again, that was the add ups and cap out section. The last section again is that promo and event maintenance. You can simply type in a promo title here. If you are running something specific, I'll do an accessories 25% off for an example. And you can fill in a start and end date and fill in a description if you'd like. We'll just say all accessories 25% off. When you hit the save button, this will save and it will go directly and update in the salesperson KPI portion of Get It. This way your salespeople have something that they can easily reference if there's any notes or other specifics about a promotion or event that they'd like to remember and have readily accessible from their mobile device. So going through again, in your manager section, you have preferences and reporting, where you request your reports, salesperson maintenance, where you find your salespeople and change their rotation type between standard and power up, the upboard ordering, which allows you to make changes to the rotation order in the in rotation section on the upboard, adding up and capping out, which you can also do on the upboard, and then the promo and event maintenance, which again ties directly into that salesperson KPI app, which we'll be rolling out shortly. We'll take a quick look again at the contact information if you have any questions or problems as you're using Get It or Power Up specifically. Don't hesitate to give me a call or send me an email. I'm always here. Thank you for your time today. That concludes our Power Up training. Have a great day.